Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday and welcome into Zelda Speedruns. Today we've got the Skyward Sword Randomizer weekly race. Here tracking today are J Jude and Cube David, and commentating along with me is your average Link. How are you, Yao?
I'm good. It's a nice Sunday morning. Well, more like afternoon/evening for most people, but I'm glad everybody here is tuning into the real competition today.
Yeah,
This is
although
clearly more important than the Super Bowl.
we know who Firework is rooting for here in the Super Bowl.
Seems like it.
Yeah, so this is, I don't know if this is the last or second to last, but one of the last couple weeklies before the Remlets tournament starts.
This is the third to last because there'll still be a Thursday and Saturday one.
So there will be one more restream next Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 week from now, same time, will be the first qualifier for the Remlets tournament. Anybody who is at all interested is encouraged to sign up. Everybody's allowed to play in the qualifier stage, and because it is a beginner tourney, we will be taking people from the bottom up to play in the group stage, which will shortly follow. And even if you cannot make any of the live qualifier times, we will have async qualifier seeds.
Yeah. Do you want to talk?
Can be found in the command that's been pinned.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the settings for today because one of our runners is just having some slow USB. But this is they're transferring stuff over to the USB, so it'll be a slightly late start.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a pretty big game in terms of file size. Seeds are typically around 2.5 to 2.9-ish gigabytes.
Yeah.
That's even without... that's even when you take out the gigabyte or two of hint videos that are in the vanilla game.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit about the settings for this because this is I think the first weekly actually with the correct build. So the hints are going to be correct.
Not much is different besides we're using the hint distribution that will. It's more tailored to Remlets specifically. We have sometimes hints adjusted. We have guaranteed 2 item hints that will point to go mode items, so a sword, harp, or triforce.
Yeah, and so the basic settings for this are: this is going to be a 2 required dungeon seed. The runners are going to have to get the True Master Sword, so they will have to collect 4 swords and also 3 triforces, along with the harp to open up the Gate of Time.
Yeah, I mean, in some, the triforce is needed to open up the door to the end of the game, so in some rare cases, there can be something on the Zelda's Blessing check, which is locked by the Gate of Time, but not locked by the Triforce, that could lead to a Triforce. It would be a Triforce itself. It's not that common, but it can happen, and for that reason, it is one of these sometimes hints.
Yes. So, all right. Looks like Froppy is pretty close to readying up. Yeah. So the big thing that can happen in some of these settings is you do have to hunt a bit sometimes for your required items throughout the overworld. Since Triforces don't really unlock anything, the harp doesn't unlock much. Swords really only unlock 1 check, which is why we have the hints to help with some of these go mode items that can be a little tricky to find sometimes.
Yeah, especially since with these hints, we have path hints, which will point you to something that locks one of your required dungeons. But those will never point to Triforces and will almost never point to a Harper sword. So,
yeah. All right.
Since those
so
sets are basically just looks like Froppy accidentally.
accidentally hit start.
I think we'll be starting for real soon.
Yes. Yeah. We are. The stream is about 45 seconds behind the race time room. So the runners are getting underway right now. We're slightly behind. So we can talk about the runners a little bit. Firework is actually the only one who's participated in season 2, I think. Ray, Space Rock, and Froppy are all newer, although season 2 was over a year ago at this point, almost a year and a half.
I don't know. Did any of these runners participate in the Easter Blitz tournament? I wasn't really following that.
I don't remember. Yep. So let's we will get our hints off 5 very early.
Yeah, everybody.
So we got
Sky Path to Girham 1 and Sky View Path to Girham 2.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Runners starting with a bottle from Fledge.
Magma Turf, Volcano Summit, and Sealed Grounds are all barren, it looks like.
Those are pretty low check areas, so not necessarily surprising. We'll have to see if any of our
There is a Sword and Fire Sanctuary, so Fire Sworduary returns. Yeah. And an Elden Volcano.
So Fledge is not required, Skipper Shack not required.
Lower Belmore Rock has Ballad. Gorge Spot has Progressive Myths. And the Rescue Second Track Malma has the boss key.
And is that, if I'm right, you cannot
that's the
RBM.
One you can RBM.
Oh, you can RBM that. Okay.
Yeah, Bumble Wall is the one you can't.
Right. Yeah. And the stream is getting not Firework. Space Rock's audio, which is I think Mario and Luigi Paper Mario soundtrack is custom.
Yeah. We're also seeing Ray doing a trick called Early Zelda's Room while using the Zelda model. It's pretty funny. She forgot the keys to her own room, so now she has to just to clip in.
Yeah, this is a trick that is only possible because you can warp with 5 back to the start.
Yeah. You could previously use it to like scout whatever items there, but you couldn't keep it because you'd be stuck there and you'd have to reset. But
yeah, so Zelda's room, the door to exit is actually locked until you get the claw shots from the inside, and that is
water scale.
Interesting, because if claw shots
actually, wait, we also had Path to Skyview. I'm thinking that might be the other pair of myths then. Because we know that would be eligible for a path since the other myths is myths locked.
That does seem likely.
We'd also be remiss not to mention Froppy's lovely Remlet model.
Oh, I will adjust the audio. Oh, did not. Sorry, Space Stark's audio got set way too loud. That was my fault.
That might also, let me make sure that okay, I'm using the right microphone.
Yeah, we are immediately seeing, so Firework is immediately going off Skyview to do Oriel and Pero with this bottle that we got. Froppy, Space Rock, and Ray are doing a more conventional start here on Skyview. I think Firework is really chasing the Sky hint, which makes a lot of sense.
I mean, we know from what was in Zelda's closet, it could be the other pair of myths, or it could be claw shots, as was mentioned.
Yes.
So there's a decent.
It could also be something. I mean, it could also be something like a bow to get access to Beetle, which locks all of our.
Or a beetle with a T, and it's like one of the beetle locked keys.
Yeah. We do often see runners just skip the Sky now and go straight down to Eldin. But I think with
Ooh,
these
we are
hints,
seeing. Okay, it looks like Space Rock is also like Space Rock got aloft after Goddess statue, but is also chasing this sky path. It looks like.
yeah, and we do
Was
have
that
one
both rocks
spiral.
pinging, or was that just the Fun Fun Island rock?
It looked like it was just the Fun Fun Island one.
Okay, I thought I heard the ping sound. In the
What
first one,
was that on? There is something useful here. Is that a beetle?
Ah, yeah. Okay. That would also make sense, but if that is the case, if this is the path item, then it must lock the other beetles as well.
Yeah.
Or it's part of a hook beetle chain.
Yeah.
What I'm personally hoping for is that it's because there's bomb bag on secret passage chest and you need to get tough beetle to get that. That would be amazing.
But that wouldn't be required for Sky.
Not if bombs like block the pair of mitts, then it could be.
Oh, that would be very evil. So Froppy is the only one we're seeing actually finish off kind of the Sphere Zero Central Skyloft. So he's doing Waterfall Cave Dive here.
Yeah, I mean, Ray might be in progress because he did take a detour to make a big magic file.
That's true.
Oh, Ace is, I guess, electing to do Oriel first.
Yeah. Oriel had nothing. We haven't seen Pero yet.
Keys are getting in the way.
Yeah, if anything is up with the video or the audio, please let me know. I am not watching the live stream. I'm watching a commentary page, but I am restreaming as well. So please let me know and I will fix whatever needs to be fixed. Yeah, unless there's something good on that spiral charge rock, it is likely that beetle.
Ah, Cave's Key. Oh, and there's still another.
Was that Cave's Key in Waterfall Cave?
Yes.
Yeah. That won't necessarily punish the runners right away.
And just another bottle.
I will raise Yao's voice up a little. Do that on my end. Yeah, so, I mean, nobody's going to get punished for doing Waterfall Cave a little later, since without claw shots, you don't have access. But we're probably going to see all of the runners go down to Eldin soon. I can't, with these items, I don't really foresee like a fair and start, and Lanayru you would not do.
Fair and start might be reasonable. Especially since Skyview's path to gear him too, I'm thinking it's more and more likely that this one beetle locks all the other ones.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, Firework is the one who I think might go.
I'm hoping for like claw shots on Rippy on Spring Pillar in Skyview or something like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Froppy missing. I will say these skydives with the fast loft wings are a lot harder than they look.
Yeah, you do have to be cognizant of the fact that pressing B will still kill all of your speed if you ever have trouble controlling it. Yeah. Waterfall Cave had Cave's Key and another bottle.
Yeah, so... Yeah, we have not commented, but Froppy's skin is a humanoid remlet, which is very funny. I appreciate it.
For the tournament.
Yeah. I know Froppy's been working on it. It's not quite final, but is having fun with it. Yeah, and we're just kind of seeing... Go ahead.
Yeah, we also have with Ray's Zelda model what looks like... Because I know when I was adding the color presets, I made I made presets of every like Loftwing you see in the game. So I assume that that's the Zelda Loftwing preset. It could also be part of the model because they're.
Oh no!
Rip.
What did I just miss?
That Keese was out for Base Rock's blood there.
Yeah. So I Firework checked Beetle, and there was a harp on one of the Beetle 100 checks. I think the first Beetle 100 might have been junk. I didn't see it.
Well, no, if it's the harp, then it's the actual harp because Ballad is on the bombable rock.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
it might be
they're
nice
all going to have
that
to go to
before going
Beetle
into
at some
Fairy.
point.
I know it's something. I wonder if eventually, because with one of the somewhat recent changes, the log for the shortcut in Sealed Grounds is down by default. I'm wondering if we're going to see more people almost treating Sealed Temple like Waterfall Cave and doing it later once you have a better time to do it.
It's Baron
both harp and ballad
today.
Oh, that's true.
I did not even think about that, but yeah, we're going to see everyone bypass Sealed Grounds if they know about the log.
Yeah.
We're actually seeing, we're seeing a double Farron start here from Firework and Space Rock.
Reasonable. I'm thinking rushing Skyview might be a decent idea, especially. Actually, wait, no, none of these runners have done Zelda's Room yet. But
yeah, Ray is the one who has.
When Ray goes there,
he'll clear Lake Floria.
The Firework is not checking the behind the temple statue.
It's not a huge time loss.
You can just land at Sealed Grounds, but it's a little bit slower.
Yeah, I mean, a few seconds here or there.
Just remembered the Baron hint there.
So the one concern I would have about clearing Skyview is I think with the Beetle path, we can assume the dig spot's not required for the dungeon. But yeah, you can't get it yet.
You can't get it. And you're also... You can do Skyview besides the dig spot with just Beetle, but it's a little bit painful because the Beetle is significantly slower than other projectiles.
Yeah. At the same time, you may...
especially if you don't have scale, then you have to do Skyview 1, which means the first couple rooms are rather slow. But it's doable.
Yeah. It's hard to know if we'll see...
looks like a gold rupee on the tree there.
Yeah, and we're seeing Froppy do kind of what I would say is the more conventional routing in these settings, which is Eldin start. Eldin has a lot more checks that you can get in a pretty quick period of time, which is why it's a pretty common start in these settings with all three tablets.
I do agree with the Baron decision, though, because it seems likely that you're going to be getting mitts later. So if you have the opportunity to go find them somewhere else and then go into Eldin, then it's probably a decent choice.
Yeah. And, I mean, the only thing you can't really do... You can't see anything inside or on top of the Great Tree with the items.
That's true.
But you can clear the rest of Eldin, or the rest of Farron here.
Well, you can't... I mean, I guess, you can ping the other chests and you know that the lower bomb rock is Ballad, which, since we know Sealed Grounds is dead, if they want to do early Thunderhead, they can bypass that.
Yeah, Scale was on early Zelda.
How disappointing. Claw shots in Eldin.
That is why you go Eldin early.
That is why you get excited for Season 3. I digress.
Yeah. Why is it almost always Eldin first that has the good stuff? It just feels that way because Eldin has more checks. checks that you can check early on. Like it's really just a matter of like earlier spheres
Wow.
are not necessarily more likely to have checks, but if you have a lot of checks in an early that you can get early on in logic.
In fairness, there's about as many across all of Skyloft as well. So I think there might be a little bit of confirmation bias as well.
Yeah. Nobody really says, oh, Central Skyloft Sphere 0 was loaded, even though you almost always get some good items there. But there is actually no like front fill bias in these settings. It really is just a matter of, well, there's our hinted
the
sword.
sword. Oh, right, that was hinted.
Yeah. Doesn't mean there's not another one, but
Yeah.
Firework trying to get Cube Warp here.
Yeah, looks like he's a little bit late on the slashes. That one was aimed a little bit too high, but close.
Speaking of a second sword in Elden, and a
It
that
looks like oh, never mind.
so we got a bomb bag and 2 swords in Elden. I think Froppy's going to be really happy about that.
Bombs. Nice.
I think
Rip
Elden
the
Star.
dream about. I think the other thing that the Gear Him 2 path could be is the pair of mitts. So we could see an interesting split of going to Elden without the mitts, but getting all these things. But then the other people will get to one trip Elden, but they'll have to do Skyview without claw shots or bombs.
Yeah.
Space Rock is going to save immediately.
Yeah.
Might be like going to bit scum the first chests here.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about doing a bit war. But I think with these items, it's not as likely that there's something on Dig Spot, although don't know for sure. Oh yeah, Froppy skipping our hinted dead Magma Turf.
Does it look like
Wait, was it hinted?
Yes.
Yes.
It does look like
I'm having
Blade's
Seed
also
Bleed.
capitalizing on that early scale. Seeing what's in Gloria.
Okay. Yeah. So Froppy now climbing up the volcano here is without a bow or slingshot is technically not in logic. The logic at least assumes that you're going to have something to kill these bokoblins. Although most runners can do the stutter step and get up just fine. And there's a Triforce.
Hello there.
Not going to unlock any checks, but nice to have.
Yeah, that's one less thing you have to look for later.
Yeah. And the nice thing about those claw shots, too, is for Froppy, they're going to allow Froppy to clear more of Farron, but also the bomb bag. Froppy's actually going to be able to full clear Farron the first time. And potentially, if Froppy goes and gets Zelda's Closet, we'll also have the scale.
We'll also have, because of White Sword and bombs, full clear capability of Thunderhead.
Oh, yeah.
There's one small key.
Oh, where was the small key?
The branch chest.
Okay. And something, I don't know, with these items, it may not be that something pinged, they just have to get both of. I don't know if anything pinged on 2 eyes.
Yeah, unfortunately, for Space Rock, now getting locked out of this item until getting scale, but chances are it won't be required for completing the dungeon, but...
Oh, and Lake Floria only had crystals, so that scale, not very useful.
Do we remember if Dead Chest pinged?
It did not.
Yeah. Did Froppy... Oh, wait, right, no mitts. I was like...
Yeah, Froppy did not go into Zelda's closet, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, those first myths are
being a little bit of a problem here.
I'm trying to think about what could be our path to Girahim 2 right now that they don't have. There's digging mitts.
Digging mitts, potentially
Dust bellows,
beetle, fire shield earrings.
Gust bellows.
Gust bellow. Oh yeah, that's true because the boss key we know is logically locked behind that.
Oh yeah, yes. So we will have to see what it is. Slingshot.
Slingshot.
Well, that's definitely not a path item. Well, I shouldn't say that.
It's the one way to get past that Bokoblin on the slope because everything is locked behind it somehow.
I did not think about that, but you're right.
That would be extraordinarily unlikely with 5 different items that could fit the bill, but
yeah. Yes, Legend, there's actually a bot for that, but we're not going to put bets on it right now. It's too early. 20 minutes into a seed.
And because this is just Skyview 1, actually do have to fight the Stallface.
So I remember watching a seed. I remember watching a seed where people did Skyview without a beetle and had to go back in just to get the item in the crest room. And you actually have to fight the 3 Stalfos if you re-enter.
There's Beled.
Yeah, we'll see from Froppy if anything is up on the Great Tree. I think.
Oh, yeah, there's the mitts.
Well, that definitely is a path item.
Yeah.
And
in fact, Mago mitts are, well, they'll at least be accessible to Froppy, and actually, I guess if anybody else wanted to, they could bit warp all the way to Gorge, but oh wait, no, they don't have bellows. So
you don't need bellows. Another beetle. Oh, you do need bellows. Yeah, thought about that for a second. So that is a beetle locked beetle.
Another beetle here. Oh, so provided there's not a small key in this rupee or behind bars, Ray may get a marginal advantage for being able to do the small key skip because he has water scale, which means the bomb flower is in place for that.
Oh yeah, and Ray is actually the one who discovered that trick.
Yeah, the small keys on 3 eyes. That's a pretty good time save.
Yeah. I am starting to wonder though.
Oh, Space Rock is leaving.
Have we seen the boss key yet?
No.
I'm starting to wonder if that boss key is on the digging spot.
Looks like Spaces decides he would rather bit warp than do 3 eyes.
Yeah.
Well, he can't get the dig spot because it's now flooded.
Right. Ray is the only one who's going to be able to get the dig spot.
That's true. And there's earrings. So actually,
I hope Firework knows you do not have to reactivate this.
Between all of the runners, we have access to do most of Fire Sanctuary.
Oh wow, earrings and whip on Great Tree.
The whip doesn't do much, but
no, but those earrings certainly do. Yeah, I mean, Froppy is not going to be able to check the digging spot. Ray is the only one here who will, but as long as that's not the boss key, it's not going to affect anyone too much. And I guess the chest inside of Great Tree.
I guess did anybody ping the front chests, like the boss key chest and the chest near the door?
I don't know. Oh, you're right. Froppy can skip flooding. Forgot about that. So Froppy actually may be able to get that. Just backtrack. Yeah, I mean, this is Froppy going Elden first, I think really is going to pay off here. Just because
I think the combination of that and Magma Turf being nothing, because Froppy was able to easily segment Elden geographically for this Mitts and no Mitts trip, or no Mitts then Mitts trip.
Yeah.
It otherwise would have been a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
But
so Space Rock just did what's called a bit warp.
Yes.
Basically, if you go into back in time and save your file in back in time as you're loading, it will save the coordinates of the statue and load you in there. You have to backtrack to actually load the rooms and then go back through.
I suppose Three Eyes can also be the boss key here if the small key is on the dig spot.
Yeah, we're about to see what's on both of them. So that's a small key.
So provided nothing pinged up here, I guess we'll find out from Space Rock.
Oh, okay.
No boss key here either. Okay.
Yeah, so boss keys in the vanilla boss key chest.
Yeah.
And Froppy, I don't know if we saw anyone else do this, but Froppy is doing this trick. Basically, it's using the beetle to hit the switch and warp over there.
Yeah. Ray did this as well.
Okay. Yeah,
it was recently timed to be faster than doing cube warp, which I think intuitively makes sense.
Yeah, you do get warped a little further, so definitely makes sense. Yeah, Nindy, I don't know how many people know Skyview boss key skip. It is a pretty obscure bit trick.
Especially since Ray is the only one to have the ability to do that without like setting up a sky file. Because without Harp to enter Skyloft Trial, you would have to essentially do the old school reverse bit warp setup, where you go talk to Keat in the sky, then like save your file, die, reload, then enter the trial.
Oh, so we didn't talk about this, but Ray just did this trick. Essentially, you can use a hook beetle to pull a bomb on the other side of the wall from this switch, and the bomb's blast radius is wide enough that it will hit
yeah, the crystal through the wall.
The crystal. So
there are a few instances of that in this dungeon. The other more notable one is For the chest on Tree Branch, you can hit the switch underneath the door that leads to that room with a bomb, like just right in front of the door.
Ray struggling is gonna just do this vanilla with now Hook Beetle to the bomb. Oops. Ray is very low on health, so does not want to die.
One more arrow, but
yeah, this is the randomizer can expect you to use a Skyward Strike to kill these bokoblins, which the one on the left is pretty easy to kill. The one on the right is quite annoying to kill. It's a somewhat precise like placement to do the Skyward Strike. Hopefully Froppy knows not to raise the water here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I didn't comment on it, but I did see Ray also rose the water all the way, whereas with water scale, you can just enter the room with the dig spot, raise the water there, and then just swim back to get the other chest.
Yeah.
But
this
it
is
like kind of a niche thing.
This is a little tip for Froppy if Froppy comes back and does this. Froppy is raising the water, but not in the other room necessarily. So if you use claw shots to get those 2 vines, you want to hit the back vine first, and then the front vine, because the back vine gets blocked by the front vine when that vine drops down. But when both are up, you can actually just use claw shots to hit the back vine in that room. Like a very tiny time save, but a few seconds here or there is not the worst thing.
Both runners struggling with the notoriously difficult Skyview vines.
Yeah.
It is a struggle that nobody can really escape from. Every vanilla, actually I guess Yeardwall doesn't have to, but every vanilla category that beats the game has to deal with Skyview vines.
Those Skyview vines are a pain. I don't even bother with that trick.
I feel like that rupee is always a vanilla red rupee. I mean, confirmation.
I've seen it be a Triforce, so yeah. Space Rock finishing up Skyview first. Nothing really in the back half of the dungeon. Oh, I take that back. There's our second Triforce. You know what?
I think Red Rupee is the most common junk item, because there's a lot of it in the vanilla pool, and it's also a like duplicatable junk item, like that the randomizer will place when it's out of limited quantity items.
So I decided might as well just put a bet out for our last Triforce.
Did Space Rock save at prompt? And it?
I don't know.
I assume so. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that you see in. Actually, I guess this is exactly what the end of the All Dungeons Skyview looks like. You save and quit and then load a corrupt file. But here we would be copying over to file 2. Oh, doing early
Thunderhead. Because
I completely missed the save of the statue.
Yeah.
It looks like he failed it. Because I was going to say, if you save at prompt, I don't think auto commit early Thunderhead works, because you need to be like physically saved at the statue for the Deep Woods auto commit to exist.
Yeah, so we will probably see Space Rock, Ray, and Firework all go to Eldin at this point with their items. Froppy when
full clear.
So Froppy not doing this bit warp.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Froppy has pinged the other chests, but in their mind it could be like the boss key.
Yeah,
Gorge Deep Spot was hinted to be the other pair of mitts.
yes. Yeah, the Gust Bellows is going to be the other very interesting item because
Garrison 3 heart container. Yes.
Gust Bellows locking those second mitts, which do lock a decent amount. So I think Firework is trying to do early
Oh,
Thunder
yeah.
here as well.
I guess for future reference, if you're watching this back, there's also a Deku Baba like to the right of Skyview, like when you're facing it, when you're facing the door, that you can do back in time with. I guess the one advantage to this thing is it's right next to a void, so you can do that, but...
Yeah, and
Your question is anybody going to do Deep Spot RBM despite having mitts? Probably not, but it would be funny.
Yeah, well, they will get their bomb bag as well and realize Dig Spot RBM probably even less useful.
Well, actually, I feel like Dig Spot RBM...
It is faster, I think, still.
If you're in
It's a fast one.
if you're in Froppy's point of view, Dig Spot RBM is probably a little bit faster because you can, since you've already checked the rupees at the wall, you can just go get the last Dig Spot and then go up, open up the shortcut bridge and then blow up the tower to get to the other Dig Spots.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to go climb back up the tower again.
Okay. J-Jude says,
"Oh,
I
and
didn't
3
look.
pings in Bokobe. I mean, we still
That
need to
makes
find
our-
Fellows to go get that, but
Yeah, that does make those Magma mitts even more important. Although they are hard required, logically required.
Yeah, we'll
for
probably
Fire
see
Sanctuary.
runners go look for Gust Bellows first and then take a trip from Boko Base into Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah. I don't think you want to go into Fire Sanctuary
Yeah, not
until it's like last location.
Not to
just
mention nobody can get
knowing.
in there except for Froppy at this point, anyway, because nobody else has earrings.
True. Those, you know what? Those earrings on top of the great tree.
Yeah,
That's gonna take a while for people to get.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless I don't think nobody had the opportunity to ping them or peek them rather.
no, because they didn't have claw shots. I think Froppy. Not. Yeah, this is remembering which of these three have the rupees can be a little tricky.
Space is gonna go blow up this rock and then momentarily find bombs.
Yes.
Oops.
If he had just checked before he ran all the way.
Wait, were bombs
Bombs were
over here, or are they above Magma Turf?
they're above Magma Turf.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
Space Rock is going to run all the way around and then realize there were his bombs to allow him to skip this part. Oh, I guess there's something behind this buffalo wall. But again, bombs would have made this faster too. Meanwhile, you see Ray, who picked up those bombs first, just getting around faster. But yeah, we are closing in on starting to see some new checks here from Ray and Space Rock with the digging spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, once you place a bet, the bot does not let you rebet. You get one shot.
To be fair, the check wasn't hinted dead. It was hinted required. But
Yes.
yeah. Dead in Triforce land, unfortunately. Dead to the gods. Goddesses, rather.
I mean, it's not, because it is required to beat the seed.
Well, yeah, but if you imagine you're one of the, like, you're in, like, the Zelda pantheon, and you create the Triforce, do logical requirements really matter that much to you? All that matters to you is
No.
the Triforce.
All right, I'm gonna close betting because Ray's about to start seeing dig spots. So first new checks in a little bit. So you're seeing Froppy just finishing up Skyview and Space Rock and Firework and Ray clearing the lower Elden checks we had seen from Froppy. I really like Space Rock's Elden music.
It is nice that I don't know too much about other randomizers, but from the fact that I feel like every time I tune in on like an N64 Zelda randomizer, the custom music is always in those games' sound fonts. I want to say that means that when they do custom music, it has to be like MIDI files that work with their sound fonts. So Skyward Sword is lucky that we get to make custom music of whatever we want, whatever sound files we want.
I think that's right.
Yeah, probably just a byproduct of this game using like orchestrated recorded music. So
yeah, the Wii has
like actual sound files.
The N64 games have limited sound fonts. So this is, I mean, I've watched DK64 and custom music in DK64 uses that sound font as well. That's just a technical limitation. Link to the Past is the one exception in the older games where you can use custom MSUs that do a lot. And
I'm impressed that as a 16-bit game, it has significant storage to...
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works for Link to the Past. I just know...
At any rate, we are seeing Elden Out of Bounds with this Bokoblin who has been lovingly named Elden John.
Yeah. This is not... I mean, we saw Ray do...
It's very much a timing trick, and also looks like the Bokoblin's in kind of a bad spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you get it first try, it is faster when you have the claw shots.
Also, I don't think it's faster if you have claw shots. Yeah.
It's slightly faster, from what I understand. But
really?
Someone timed this and said it is faster.
Cycles? Because I know when you do Elden Out of Bounds, you get terrible event cycles every time.
Someone has said it is slightly faster, but again, if you miss it first try and struggle with it,
if you're not super confident with it, it's
it's a very precise timing trick, like incredibly precise timing.
Oh, okay. So I must have missed. It looks like Ray has Quick Beetle marked. Not that that matters much, but
does Ray have Quick Beetle?
The last few dig spots.
But I guess there must have been a beetle on the digging spot.
There it is.
Yeah, and we will probably see Linnea next from.
We're
Ray.
also seeing the item from Colin check here.
Yes.
Interestingly, if your random start location, if your start location is vanilla, which it always is in these settings, it's faster to warp back to the start, which forces your time today, than it is to go back to your room to sleep today while doing this.
Yeah, it's a cool quirk of the setting.
I do hope one day in the future we get to play with random start location. But
well,
the one nice thing about vanilla start is it's one of the more balanced Phi warp locations when it comes to like, if you compare it to like starting at a statue, sometimes it can feel pretty powerful to have an instant go to sky in like 15 seconds button. Whereas with the vanilla start, you have to go through a few loading zones first.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're in charge of season 3, so you'll tell us if
that's
we're
a conversation for.
Oh, I know.
Because Remlets will be, as
It'll
a
take a
consequence
while.
of the format, more like a full-length tournament compared to like mini clones, which went relatively quickly.
Yeah, it will be. Runners have to do what, 5 races over 4 weeks, twice.
It's a double round robin.
Yeah,
where with six players in each group, so each person plays all of the other 5 people in the group twice.
Yeah, and you have to do the first half. Your first half of your matches in a month,
It's
and
a lot
second
of games,
half in a
but
month.
it also prevents you from just like losing one match to getting randed. You at least get 2 shots at it.
There's no playoffs though.
Yeah, it's
as I
just
understand.
group stage.
Yeah, but I think that's more even.
I guess we have to start thinking about what to name our groups.
Oh,
if we have 4
I
groups,
mean,
it could be
I
like
assume it's going to be
Farron,
NPCs.
It could be like Farron, Eldon, Linnea, Levias.
I was going to say like
For each
name
of
them
the-
after people's favorite NPCs. Yeah, we're seeing Ray with the quick beetle. Oh, Ray thought that was a rupee and had to reshoot it. Yeah, we're going to see like Malara, Groose, Oriel, Pero for the group names, rather than Farron, Eldon, Linnea. You have a lot of options.
Yeah.
I would love to be in Team Groose or in Group Groose. It would not be teams, it's groups.
Group courage, wisdom, power, and hero. Group goddess, longsword, white sword, master.
So I actually did not look at what Ray got on Beetle, but I think Carp was the only useful thing there.
Seems like it. Alright, we're sitting our first Linnea trip.
Yeah, and we're also seeing Thunderhead, which Ray will full clear. This is 4 checks that you can get.
Yeah.
If you don't have White Sword, it's slow.
Everybody's beginning to converge at this point.
Yeah. Kind of understandably.
Yeah, it's like Eldon first lets you do Sky be a bit faster, but you have to come back with mitts, whereas Farron first let you find mitts, but you also missed out on claw shots and bombs.
Yeah, but nobody was really going to do Linnea first with these items.
Yeah. Unless you really felt like bit warping to Gorge and hoping you found Bellows before claw shots. And mitts somehow.
Yeah. So I am looking at all these seeds, and this is the problem with 4 players, is you sometimes lose track of what's going on.
Yeah. Firework has now found the water scale. Wonder if that's gonna lead him back to Farron or just still. Oh, there's Bellows. Yeah, so now all of
Ray is gonna get his Magma mix very soon.
Yep. Yes, and one of the 3 Gregs.
Yeah. Skyward Sword does not have a single green rupee like Wind Waker and OOT. Our Greg is Tim the Tumbleweed.
J-Dude, I would say once you have Bellows, you should definitely go get Magma Boots first before going to FS. But after that, I think going to FS is a fine play. Or at least Boko base into FS. I think that's the most natural thing to do. Because if we think, there's a sword hinted in Fire Sanctuary, so Ray is actually only 2 items from Go mode.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the question, I think, more is, do you... Like, what do you do with...
scouting.
Yeah.
The one thing that's unfortunate about this specific freestanding item, this bird's nest, is it's surrounded by rupees, so unless you pick up those rupees, rupee dowsing is not reliable for determining what exactly is there.
Yeah, but once you have the white sword, which is the level 4 sword, you can douse for treasures, gratitude crystals, rupees, hearts, which actually does allow you to use dowsing to kind of preview freestanding items.
I'm gonna see if we can make heart dowsing point to heart containers / heart pieces, because that would be a nice additional consideration, I guess.
Yeah. Is Ray also... Oh no, Ray's doing Malara. We've not seen anyone check Betrow yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many crystal packs is. It looks like Space Rock has 40.
Ray also has 40.
According to their... Yeah.
I feel like now is not necessarily the worst time.
I mean...
to check it.
Honestly, if I were in Ray's position, I would have gone directly to... I would have gone into... what's it called? To Gorge to get my mitts. Then Boko base, then Fire Sanctuary. Then if I'm not in Go mode yet, then I can start considering Betrow / Sansi.
Uh-oh. Space Rock does not have Bellows. He's trying to get this big spot. Is gonna remember he can't get it.
Oh.
And thankfully saved.
Okay.
And there is no way to RBM that.
Unlucky. Just vanilla crystal pack.
Ray has 45 now. I think our runners are probably not going to check Betrow till they hit 50, but
yeah, that's reasonable.
At this point, Betrow probably doesn't have a useful item.
At least if you're Firework or Ray, you only need to look for Go mode items anyway, so it's fine putting things off.
Yeah, that's fair. And Ray is probably gonna...
It's only gonna be detrimental if you end up last locationing it.
Yeah, I imagine even before Ray goes to Fire Sanctuary and Boko base, is going to go in Desert and douse everything, go into Sand Sea and douse everything, kind of be comprehensive here.
Yeah, it looks like Ray has pinged that one chest and probably noting it down for later.
Yeah.
I think counting pings is a good thing to consider because, we've not found a single bow. So let's think about pinging items. We have at least 4 crystal packs left because we have 45 on Ray's side. I don't think anybody's gotten any loose crystals.
I think
there's one.
A couple
There's one bow.
bottles.
Yeah, so at large, we have a couple bottles, 2 bows, 1 slingshot, 1 more beetle.
Yeah, I mean, bow is
I guess
useful but not required for anything at this point. Oh, firework falling into the water there and getting yeeted off of Skyloft. Yeah, I think the most unfortunate thing, we know that Floria has nothing but crystals.
Yeah.
All of our runners are almost certainly going to get baited to check Lake Floria at some point if they don't find Triforce and Sword early.
Ray, of course, but
who's already been there.
Yes. There are the myths.
Yeah, I mean, Ray seems like he's in the best position right now, J-Dude, but I think there's still a lot of seed left to go.
It's depending on where the last Sword and Triforce are.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, every Sword and Triforce could be in Fire Sanctuary.
Well, in that case, I think Ray's in even better shape.
That's true. Like, if I were Ray, I would just go to Fire Sanctuary and leave Desert. But that's because I think in these settings, clearing your dungeons earlier, especially a dungeon like Fire Sanctuary, makes a lot of sense. Like, you can't.
We might see like going to get this statue and then leaving, just so you have an easy way to go to Sansi later.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him just doing Sansi. It's, you can douse it and figure out what's there.
Yeah,
but I think you don't necessarily want to. Like, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to full clear Desert right now.
So
in Ray's position.
Let's think. I mean, there's another bow. Yeah, so I guess all of the beetles were beetle locked because there was one in Skyview, Mitts were in Skyview, and then Mitts locked the dig spot that had a beetle, and then this last one.
Yep. So that beetle was our path to G1. Which is slightly less common than like a Mitts or Scale, but definitely does happen. Since there are quite a few things that are blocked. And for Skyview in particular, that was because the small key was locked on 3 Eyes, which is hard locked behind a beetle.
Yeah. Is Ray going directly to Pirates?
No, he's going to Skippers first, I think.
It's an interesting path.
Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to Pirates first.
To be fair, Pirates has quite a few more things.
Yeah.
It has twice as many checks when you get rid of Shack.
But Tough Beetle is going to be able to get these 2 rupee checks a lot faster.
I do wonder how worth it is to Light Sword Dowsing check these if you already have Tough Beetle.
I think it probably is worth doing. Still. Must have been able to peek that second.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see because of stream quality, but...
Oh, we are seeing Betrow from Firework.
Oh, that's true. Another bottle.
So it's a bottle on 30.
Nice.
Or on 40. I think 30 was dead.
Yeah.
And the bottle was 40. And there's nothing in Pirate Stronghold.
All right.
I'm gonna bet the only useful item here in Sansi is that Tuft Beetle, and that's what kept it from being hinted Baron. But man, those Firework got the Gust Bellows in Thunderhead. Yeah, I know Firework went there.
Seems like nothing has really been useful in mainland Nehru either.
No, this is why. I mean, with the number of pings you had in Boko Base, I think Boko
Base.
Plus the top, which
have a sword. That's like the worst ping to get.
Skydive chest. That was my bet for the last Triforce. So
I'm gonna bet it has a crystal pack.
Oh, almost certainly.
Oh,
it's gonna be Jump.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, Space Rock is just leaving.
Space Rock can't get it.
Oh, that's
without
true.
whip.
No whip.
I mean, could get it.
Not
with the
really
RBM, but
yeah,
probably not worth.
Yeah. I guess Space Rock is also looking for Bellows, so in his mind, he has nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Well, there could still be something on Betrothed 50, in which case the Crystal Pack wouldn't be entirely useless, but...
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like, Ray is certainly in the position where 5 loose crystals would not be hard to do.
I guess we'll find out what Ray peaked here.
Yeah. So, in Remlet settings, logic is never going to require you to get loose crystals. But loose crystals can be very useful if you have like 45, because getting 5 loose crystals is pretty quick. So it's worth kind of knowing how to do that quickly, I think, if you're racing on these settings.
I like the strategy of stunning the spume before claw.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Now, Space Rock is deciding he would rather fly out from this statue. Reasonable.
Yeah. Ray will fire warp out of here for sure. I don't think it makes... I mean, maybe just go to the statue, but...
Yeah, if you go to the statue, you don't have to deal with any loading zones or going out of the academy.
And let's see what's in Skydive chest.
It was a crystal pack.
It was crystals. I think Ray is going to fire warp and go to Petro now. Because Ray has 50 crystals. So...
Again, I feel like if I were in Ray's position, I would just be gunning for Boko Base at this point, but...
I have to think that's going to be the next...
I guess the Betro play, if Bat 50 happens to have a sword, could be the thing that saves him, but... Well, not saves, but gives us a significant advantage.
I'm going to refresh the stream.
First, we'll find out what's on the Spiral Charge Rock. Well, just one, and it's a bottle.
I'm going to refresh the streams, so just bear with me. We apparently are... The delay is a little weird, so...
Ray pinged mines, but didn't actually do it.
What was in that mine chest?
Spiral Charge. Indy is very confident in there being a sword here. Oh!
Where was the sword?
50. Alright, now there's going to be Triforce and Fire Dragon's Award, just like I had bet.
Yeah.
And then Ray's going to be in go mode. Well, no mode, entering Fire Sanctuary.
I'm hoping with the refresh I'm not ahead anymore, but I might be behind now.
It'll be on Alcove Chest. I feel like... I don't know. The Boko-based chests have, like, the least probability of pinging of any chest in this game, it feels like.
There's a lot of them are locked behind so many items.
That's true. Confirmation bias, trust me, probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like Sledgen saying, I swear beetle-locked beetles are more common than you think. Not to say he's wrong, but there is definitely a confirmation bias. And we're seeing Space Rock collect some loose crystals here. Or maybe just the one. Yeah, it might have just been the one.
Yeah, it's like, you never know if you have another opportunity to... Seen more beetle-locked beetles than Volcano Semi-Boko-based chest. Exactly.
There are four beetles.
They're useless. They're always useless. And then the Fire Dragon's award is either a Silver Rupee or Triforce. Nothing in between.
Oh, interesting. Space Rock is doing 10 loose crystals.
Space Rock might do the Clawshot Vine Clip thing, except he's already gotten the Academy Crystals, so...
Yeah.
It's not really as useful.
This is going to pay off.
It's still going to do
but...
it.
Oh, and is also going to finally go Zelda's Closet.
Oh, never mind. Gonna do this.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see what Ray finds here in Boko Base. Looked like none of these early chests. Oh no, this chest pinged.
Still pack? That's what? How many pinging items do we even have left? We have a sword, which we know is in Fire Sanctuary, and we have Triforce. We have,
I think,
Sacred
2
Bow,
crystal packs.
Scatter Shot. Probably 1 bottle.
I don't know how many bottles. Sword, Triforce, Bow.
Or 4. I don't think we found all 5.
No, we definitely have not found 5.
Shoutouts to this backwards cutscene being obscured by the wall here.
I did a seed today where we got 4 bottles and the 5th bottle was on Fledge. This is almost bottle percent. Let's see.
What's it gonna be?
More crystals!
Crystal pack.
Well, let's see if Summit has something. I mean, we also could just totally be looking at a Triforce and 2 swords in... Or 1 sword, sorry. In Fire Sanctuary. Like, not out of the question that that's just where our last Triforce is hiding. In fact, I would say at this point it's highly likely.
Oh, they're both pinging. There are 4 pings here.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's a lot of junk.
Have to be... No, there are still at least 2 non-Triforce pings.
You should, if you stun these Bokos, you should still kill them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get past them later.
Yeah.
I guess not having makes this a little awkward.
Ray does not have bow, that's right.
Yeah. You can still Skyward strike them, but it's a little bit scary if you're too close.
Yeah. But once you stun them, you should kill them after, because you're gonna have to run past them anyway.
There's the
Well,
last bow.
there's useful timing
And then
for
this
Ray.
next chest is going to be bottle, and then the Triforce is going to be on the fire dragon. Trust. But other than that, also, yeah, that's true. Space was doing 5 loose to get up to 45, but then got bailed out by the 50 on Alara.
Yeah. But is going to get a sword.
True.
The whip turned out to be
moment of truth.
useless item this seed.
Mighty Scattershot bottle? No.
Nope.
It's the
Oh.
Triforce. Rip.
So nobody won the bet today.
But good for Ray, this is now in no mode.
Yeah, just is gonna talk to the fire dragon because he has to reset Boko base. But or to reset summit, but is definitely ahead of everyone else.
Alright.
And
Now-
depending on where the sword and the boss key are,
Yeah, everybody
this
place your
could be
miniature
very
bet
fast.
on the sword and FS. I'm gonna say flats.
I'm gonna say staircase chest.
Staircase chest is also a classic.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
will
like
say
it's always the chest that bails people out. Like if we think all the way back to the showcase race for this randomizer, Kid Cot found boss key there on a limb and ended up winning that race by quite a lot.
vanilla sword means on the crest.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be quite devious of the seed. I mean, the good news is there are very few junk pings that are going to be in Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, I believe there's just one bottle and Scattershot, maybe 2
Yeah.
bottles.
That actually is maybe a lot of junk pings at this point in the seed. Now that I say that, but I would not be surprised. So, 2 of our other runners are Jazzix and KitKat. I would not be surprised to see them finishing relatively soon.
I was gonna say, I was really hoping like Kit Kat would finish right as I was talking about the showcase race thing.
Yeah,
It's been really funny. But
we will not
alas,
spoil
yeah,
when
Only
ZSR
when it
bot
comes
tells you. You'll
on the
see.
bot, yeah.
Yeah, Ray, I feel like what was the thing for Ray really was going to Thunderhead when he did.
Yes.
Like that is what really set him ahead because it let him get them on limits. And also
Froppy's finding scale before Bellows.
yeah, that's Firework also is going to do
back to Skyview.
Skyview. So is Space Rock.
Everybody's being led astray.
Yeah, these I get why they're doing it. It's a required dungeon. Like you can like
I can get why Roppy might be doing it. But I do agree that I think space and fireworks time would be better spent in Boko. Oh wait, no, they don't have earrings yet. At least they haven't marked it
no.
off.
That's the one thing
They're
that
still
Froppy
looking for
has.
that.
That's the other
And now
big
they're-
thing that Ray benefited from was Ray climbed the Great Tree early.
Now, yeah, space. Oh, never mind. Space is going back for the Great Tree. It looks like.
This could also just be for Floria first.
That's
But-
true. I guess we'll find out.
Uh,
Unhelpfully, that one statue could be either of them.
All right, first chest, first room in Fire Sanctuary pinged. So there's boss key, 2 small keys, and a sword.
Yeah, we're seeing.
We're gonna see at least 4 pings here. Oh, first chest was dead.
It might have been a different ping behind it.
Yeah, that might have been second room or something else. Really, the worst case scenario is boss key on the chest behind bombable wall. Oh no, we know where the boss key is.
Boss key is
it's on second magma.
Yeah.
Which is RBMable.
It is, but you do kind of have to like commit to back half if you're doing that RBM, because I guess you could do it if you're doing it front half, but then
if bombable wall
puzzle to get to it, in which case the RBM is kind of pointless.
Yeah, and if bombable wall pinged, you're just gonna do it vanilla, I think.
I mean, balcony's ping is probably just the other, like the second small key.
Yeah, that seems very likely if we didn't see any other ping. And that small key is required if you need to do
this room. Always a pain in Floria.
Oh, in Floria, yes. The swimming mechanics in this game leave a lot to be desired.
If anybody does an Oko seed, probably going to take several casualties.
Ugh, 1-hit KO sounds awful. Even like the best demises I've had, I've taken a hit.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could do Courage Trial with... Yeah, the one thing that's nice about Oko mode is you can still use fairies.
Yeah. Yeah, so Firework and Space Rock kind of understandably getting baited by this scale. Will be disappointed. Roppy getting Bellows here.
It's a small key.
Floria had
there was
2 crystal packs. 1 or 2. Yeah, this really is just now all 3 runners besides Ray just need to go. They all can get their magma bits right now. It's what they need to do. Yeah, Space Rock's music is Paper Mario and Mario & Luigi music. This is a custom music pack that they have put together for themselves. We've got 3 more chests here that might have something, might just all be
interesting
junk.
Gus Bellows model.
Is that a... Oh god.
Yeah, it's like...
That's a little cursed.
Yeah.
Alright. Space Rock finally climbs the Great Tree, gets the useless whip and the fire shield earrings. Although the whip is gonna pull him back to potentially to whatchamacallit, the skippers. Looks like nothing.
No pings in the Waterfruit room.
Ray
wait.
got the Ray got the
Well, Ray
last
already got
Triforce.
that was in the Boko base. The
Yeah,
west of or east of Earth Temple chest.
the worst Boko base chest.
Yeah.
I think I can say that.
Well, I mean, he still has to find the sword, but otherwise, yes.
But he knows the sword is in this dungeon, so I think we could. I don't know if I'd put him in go mode yet,
I mean,
but
he can full clear the dungeon, so
yeah, I think it counts because he knows it's in a limited number of spots in this dungeon. I feel like I usually am more hesitant to mark go mode until they know exactly where it is, but. And as I said, Space Rock getting pulled back to Skipper's Retreat.
I guess this chest, if it pings, probably a small key, unless the bombable wall chest also pinged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it
okay.
did. Yeah, Ray is going to have skipped Lineru Desert entirely this seed.
Oh, it did. Well then.
So we're going to probably see vanilla. That part of the dungeon vanilla. Yeah, he doused.
Waterfruit room, nothing pinged.
I assume if both of these chests ping, you just want to do this room vanilla.
Yeah.
The second magma room.
Honestly, if you're this deep anyway, it's probably not worth doing the non-vanilla version anyway.
That's fair, because you still have to go into the room, and so if you're this deep RBMing, it doesn't really save you a lot of time. But yeah, I mean, if the Triforce
is probably comparable in time to like solving the puzzle anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if this has sword and boss key, then Ray is not that far from finishing.
Yeah.
If it does not have the sword, Ray is gonna have to check the back half.
Depending on how many pings there were in back half, we might be just like completely out of pinging items, and the sword has to be one of them, which means it can't be plets, which means I'll be sad.
Oh, yep, and there is. And Space Rock about to be very disappointed. Sure enough.
Yep.
Does not have a face cam, but meanwhile, Firework is doing kind of what you said, which was get the magma mitt and head straight to Boko base.
Yeah, it's otherwise. I know Ray doesn't use the web trackers, so we can't see how many locations were skipped, but considering it was all of desert, it's got to have been a pretty good amount.
Yeah, because desert alone is what, 16 checks? It's the second highest number.
But mine's was also pinged.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a lot of information quickly in desert because all but one check there can be doused from somewhere. But as we saw, like, it's saving Ray a fair amount of time here.
Is Ray not? Did Ray forget about this chest being hinted? Oh, that
is maybe gonna get it after. No, Ray has it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ray didn't save, so he's not gonna death warp anyway.
Yeah, Ray's gonna get it after he
like
comes out of
back
this.
into the room.
Yeah.
In fairness, the cutscene of there's a bottle. We've got to be down to like only 2. It's got to be there's bottle, scatter shot, and sword left. Really.
Yeah, there's not a lot left. So, I mean, we'll see what pings in the back half. pretty quickly, so we'll know, is it CRC's chest, boss key chest, or Platts? Or none of the above. Yeah.
Din's Flame.
That's actually a very good point. Do you do Platts RBM here if you're Ray, or do you just do it vanilla?
I want to say no, because you're also on kind of high health.
So dying is probably going to
The
take
Platts
longer
chase
than just...
is, I think, a little bit faster than the RBM because of rando text.
Okay.
The one disadvantage you get is if you RBM Platts and it pings dead, then you get to skip going over there entirely. But that's not that huge of a disadvantage if you have to cross the lava river anyway.
Yeah.
Although if Ray finds 2 pings here, I guess he doesn't know because he hasn't gone Spiral Charge, but he might be able to figure that there's so few pings left.
That looks like staircase chest. I can't tell if that was staircase chest or boss key chest. I wonder if it's staircase chest. Do you fight G3 first?
If the thing and then Death Ward.
Okay.
And if it's just boss key, I would consider doing Upper Academy RBM, Upper Academy Statue RBM, and then because that opens, if you RBM talking to the Upper Academy statue, it opens up the bars that lead to the boss key room.
Yeah. Well, it looked like it was staircase chest.
Yeah. So
but I was gonna say
the statue, go to the staircase chest and then Death Ward.
Okay. I was wondering if you maybe fight G3 first. And then if that's not
then
the
you'd
sword,
have to fly back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get the sword first, then you get to like complete the dungeon and then fly to the end.
That's fair.
No ping here. Rip.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, check density. You get 2 chests for clearing the dungeon.
I don't think there's a discernible difference because you're USB loading this game anyway. Like, for instance, there's no discernible difference between disc loads on Wii U versus Wii. The difference in vanilla is Wii U Virtual Console.
Oh, Ray, you should probably have saved there. And talk to the statue.
It's probably not that much faster to Death Ward because you'd have to climb up the rest of the staircase and open up
That's fair.
The gate, but it is probably a little bit faster. So we're looking at Space Rock going for this bomb boost. There we go.
Yeah,
it's like the
he has been practicing it a lot
in this game because bombs send you very downwards compared to other Zelda games.
Yeah, I mean, compared to like Majora's Mask, especially, where bomb boosts are incredibly useful in that game. And Link to the Past as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the bomb tricks in OOT, I think, are more bomb jumps.
Even in Link Between Worlds, which is a later Zelda game. And 2D.
Firework, very excited for that Triforce. I think we can mark Firework in Go mode at this point. But it's probably... I mean, Firework is a solid...
Oh, yeah, I must have missed Firework.
I don't know. 15 plus months. Probably like 15 plus minutes behind Ray at this point. Maybe not 15.
Jasnick's finishing first off restream. And there's the sword.
Yeah.
So Ray is not too far off.
No. Ray definitely can be our first finisher among the restreamed runners. Yeah, barring disaster. Should not say definitely. But likely will be. Yeah, meanwhile, I don't know if Froppy has yet been back to get magma
Does
mix.
this trick that Firework is trying actually work?
I don't know. I've never seen it before, but it might.
I feel like he might have to like place the bomb on that ledge to the side
Yeah,
to get a little bit of extra height.
I have never seen this.
And welcome Raiders from Jasnick's stream.
Yeah, like I would do it from the
Congratulations.
ledge if I were Firework, but so Froppy is about to get the sword here. Froppy still I don't think has been back to get magma mix. If I'm looking at the tracker.
Yeah, Froppy's not found the digging mitts because he hasn't gone to. Oh wait, no.
Froppy doesn't have digging mitt? Did Froppy not get the digging mitt in Skyview?
His on-stream tracker doesn't have bellows, but the restream tracker does. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm more concerned if Froppy did not get the first mitt in Skyview. This could be really unfortunate for Froppy, and I just missed that entirely. Firework is trying very hard to skip the fire dragon here. And I just don't think it's possible.
I mean, you can skip the fire dragon in that you can. Oh wait, is that platform always risen?
Maybe he is going to.
Is that lava? Because that lava platform doesn't usually rise up. I think the game intentionally does that to make sure you don't escape. I think you have to talk to the thunder dragon to get, or the fire dragon to get out.
Yeah, it looks like Firework has to.
This could be an opportunity for Space Rock to catch up.
Yes. Firework backtracking is putting them basically even.
Yeah, they're only a few seconds apart.
Yeah, Firework slightly ahead. But they're very close. And Ray is probably within like 5 minutes of finishing. Or 5 minutes.
Unless Firework forgot to mark a Triforce on his tracker, which I think is the case.
He cheered, so I thought he had 3 Triforces.
I mean, the other Triforces were like, there was the one in Eldon and the one in.
Yeah, I think he just didn't click it on his tracker, because I saw him very. Jasnick, don't spoil us on stuff that's happening off stream. That's usually a no-go. I appreciate you telling us, but
yeah, we want to wait for the bot to tell us because it's also aligned with like the restream's built-in delay.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's about 45 seconds delay to the restream. So what you all are seeing is about 45 seconds behind real time. Space Rock forget to get another thing of water? No. Yeah, it's going to be very close between Space Rock and Firework here.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Froppy can technically find both the boss key and the sword without magma mitts. But he's still going to be locked out of Triforce.
No, you need magma mitts to get the boss key. You can't get into that room.
That. It's the second trap magma.
Oh,
That's
you
the
can
one that you
RBM
by,
and do the
like,
bit
carrying
warp.
the barrel.
You have to RBM and bit warp, though, right?
Yes, but you can still do that without Magomits.
Yeah, I
The
don't
only
know if
chest that-
Froppy knows that.
That is fair.
Froppy is a relatively newer runner, someone who came as the tournament was getting announced back in November, December. So I would not be sure that Froppy knows that RBM. And yeah, we'll
Speaking
seeing
of back
Ray.
in time, looks like Firework is
Firework.
opting for this route, which may well put him ahead of Space Struck in this.
Yes.
Because if he does the RBM and bit warp, he's going to find the boss key and sword basically back to back.
Right, because you bit warp into Staircase Chest.
You bit warp into
and
like,
go
the
into the Staircase
map
chest.
Or second trap magma chest. And
Yeah. And then you jump down and do... Yeah. Ray, meanwhile, just having a little trouble there, but
sometimes
probably
if you
having some
inadvertently
remote
move your
issues.
nunchuck while trying to stab, you'll get an accidental spin attack. But should just need one more stab and then.
Yeah. The motion controls are not perfect in this game. But if you have a shield, you can also parry, and that will open him up to a couple hits.
Yeah, if you parry, you get the same opening as you do if you disarm him. So
yeah,
you can do.
Although you're an any
strike
percent
stun
runner, so you probably don't use a shield at all.
Yeah, in any percent, it's an interesting situation. So with the God of Sword, which is 4 times weaker than the Master Sword, you have to do 28 hits in this phase to like end it. However, you can do a stun lock if you do a stun lock with the Skyward Strike, you can get in 14 hits, which conveniently means if you have 2 perfect stun locks, you can end the phase quickly. Unfortunately, that means you have to do it perfectly. If you miss even one stab, then you'll have to go for a 3rd cycle.
Yeah. So Ray gonna finish up Demise here.
Yeah, I am. It would be nice if I could get, because Classic Controller Sport is the next like assembly project that I want to work on for this game, alongside a practice ROM for vanilla.
And
So if I could get some work towards that, that would be nice.
it's a solid phase
I
one.
imagine it will
from Ray.
be a very tough process because we have to handle Wii Motion Plus, which I don't know how the internals do.
And solid phase 2, part 1.
Yep. And that will
And
be GG.
that is GG's for Ray.
Once it shows up, question mark.
Yep.
There we go.
2nd place. So beats out Kit Kat. And we're gonna pull Ray in for an interview. GG, Ray.
GG.
So that was a 15-second snipe of Kit Kat.
And there's Kit Kat's 3rd place.
Uh,
Yeah, that was close.
yeah. I guess before we get to specific questions, what did you think about the seed?
I love this seed.
In what sense?
Mainly that I got to do my Skyview trick.
We did see
that's
that
true,
and comment
yeah.
on it.
And I didn't have to do any of Desert or Mines.
Yeah. It worked out nicely. I think especially the Bat 50 sword really helped you out.
Yeah.
Because I know for a while we were thinking like, oh, you found Bellows. You should probably be going straight for Magomits and Fire Sanctuary, but if you did do that, you would be still looking for one more sword. So
Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I was thinking about once I got Gust Bellows, and I think I was doing my Skylaw checks. I kind of wanted to get 50 loose, which I should. If I did that, I would have gotten the sword with that, like, round of clearing. And then if I had gotten that, I would have gotten Magma Mist and then left and went Boko Base / Fire Sanctuary. But I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, being able to skip desert, I think, was the big thing that put you ahead of certainly Firework and Space Rock. And I'm
Yeah,
kind of, I
'cause-
mean, I won't know what
neither of
Kit
them-
did, but I'm wondering if Kit also did desert.
Neither Space Rock nor Firework had Bellows when first going to Lanayru. So
Yeah, the
They
early
still have to
Zelda's
go.
Closet also, even though Floria was dead, it paid off because
Yeah, it was nice.
so Froppy was able to get the dig spot because Froppy started Elden and got missed, but Firework and Space Rock went back to Skyview for that dig spot like an hour plus into the seed once they finally got scale.
Wait, how do you get myths first? I thought I got myth in Skyview.
well, you got scale
Yeah,
first because you did early Zelda's room.
Yeah, so you could go back. They had to get scale to go back and get that digging spot. Oh, I think Froppy missed the digging mitts in. I
Yeah.
think Froppy missed the digging mitts in Skyview, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah, I missed that.
yeah, the
So-
myths helped me actually full clear Skyview, because otherwise I
Yeah.
would have had to come back. Well, I probably wouldn't have come back for this seed if I'd gotten myths somewhere else, but it could have been annoying.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Froppy's going to piece together from the G1 or the G2 path hint that he must have missed something
Yeah,
in
I-
Skyview.
I hope so for his sake.
Yeah, I think the only thing, like, I knew it had to be myths or hook beetle, but I assumed it was myths because obviously myths is, you need myths to get magma myths, and beetle is just unlikely for it to be hook beetle, so I assumed it was the myths path hint there.
Yeah, it turns out both of them were valid because the beetle locked all of the other beetles.
Oh, it did. Oh, yeah. Like, you technically could do Digspot RBM, though it's not logic, so.
How'd you feel about, despite all the signs, it's always Elden still had the claw shots and bombs.
It still had, yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, everybody.
I feel like
on
I
the
would have
stream
had to. I think I would have had to double dip the other region anyway.
Yeah, you have to double dip one of the regions because everybody on Restream except for Froppy went to Farron first, and then Froppy went to Elden, but they didn't have mitts for the first time, so
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it didn't have mitts the
the trade-off
second.
was getting to get claw shots, which more importantly led to getting earrings on Great Tree, which you found relatively quickly, I assume, but Space Rock and Firework had to look around a little bit.
Yeah, because after I did Farron, and then I went Elden, and I got. What was it? There was some reason I went back to Farron.
You got
Claw shots, right.
claw shots
I got
and
claw
bombs.
shots, so I was like, okay, and bomb, so I can full clear Farron. So I went back there because I knew Ballad was on lower bombable, and I really wanted to. I could have I can at the time full clear Thunderhead, so I was like, well, I may as well do all Farron, and then do Thunderhead, and then go Lanayru, which worked out.
Just sorry, I want to. One thing about what we're watching on the stream. So, Firework did the RBMs for second Magma and got and because of that is a little bit ahead of Space Rock, despite them entering Fire Sanctuary roughly the same time. So yeah, the map chest RBM into the Bit Warp paid off for Firework here pretty well.
It's the unfortunate return of front half versus back half.
Yeah, front half was definitely faster this seed.
You mean?
Oh, sorry, back half.
Yeah.
Yeah, back half, not front half. I did front half, and that was low.
Yeah. Hey, you still beat KitKat, which is very
rare. That was
surprised about that.
Yeah, so Firework is probably a few minutes away. This is just, man, I feel really bad for Froppy right now. Because I think
it looked pretty exciting at the start for them because of getting the Elden advantage, but
yeah, I didn't realize that they missed the mitts. Because those were in one of the beetle locked locations, I think in Skyview. So I think Froppy is going back there now.
Yeah, it was a beetle locked. I believe it was either I think it was the left corridor.
Yeah,
like if you go left through the door and then use the beetle.
So I will say Froppy is a very experienced OTR player. Has been playing, I think, in the DK64 scrubs and the Kingdom Hearts 2 Fresh Faces. So has not played Skyward Sword in a little while. Is relatively new. Like, these are mistakes that even experienced runners make.
Oh, these bees were unfortunate for me.
They're unfortunate for a lot of people, if I remember.
Yeah.
Wait, no, use the bug net. You got the bug net. Pick them up with the net. No.
Yeah, I accidentally missed and then stepped onto the rope and then they aggroed me and wasted a bunch of time.
That sounds about right. Trying to think if I have other questions for you, Ray, specifically. I wanna try and keep the stream up until Firework finishes so we can interview him. I think we may not keep going until all 4 runners finish. But hopefully Froppy... Oh, Froppy, man, did not get the shortcut, did not get the
back
statue.
To here without having the statue is really rough.
Yeah. It's just not something you think about either when you think you full cleared the dungeon.
Why would... the one thing I'm confused about is if Froppy never got mitts, then the dungeon's not full cleared.
Yeah, I just assumed Froppy got mitt, and it is hard to keep track of 4 runners on stream. And sometimes you miss runners getting things.
Yeah, I wasted a little bit of time going back for the statue because I was like, well, if I don't... if the boss key was on the dig spot, I didn't have digging mitts at the time. I was like, well, I might not be able to actually clear the dungeon, and I'll probably Firework out, so I better get the statue beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, you were just lucky.
I've made that mistake before.
You were just lucky you could just go back and get the...
Yeah, it was a little bit of backtracking, but it wasn't that much, so...
Give me 1 second. What else was I gonna ask you? I'm trying to remember. Oh, so Sansi, you ended up going to being total junk.
Yeah, it was a waste of time.
Um,
well, I think I did get Grudgy versus there to get 50, did I not?
Oh, you might have.
Yeah.
But that was Skydive Chest, which was
Yeah, it definitely would have been better just to,
5 loose would have been faster than that.
Yeah.
But it's hard, again, when something pings, it's hard because you don't want to just orphan it.
Yeah, so my
that's a terrible
playstyle is to full clear an area if I'm there, because I don't want to backtrack for any reason when I don't have to. So I was like, I'm gonna full clear this. I'm gonna get this check because I don't want to come back to Sansi just to find out this was a sword or something.
Yeah, and I think
that
makes sense, especially if you feel like you can full clear relatively quickly. Like, I think when we get to the tournament, it will be interesting because I think you'll have people maybe playing slightly different styles where they, someone who feels like they're slower may take more risks, not full clear areas.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I was doing fine, so I didn't want to take any risks because I was going fast. Like, I was getting a lot of checks quickly, so I didn't want to just risk it for no reason.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I think the biggest thing that you did that, again, paid off was not going to desert when you could have full cleared it.
Yeah, it just didn't seem necessary to me.
Froppy's looking at all the wrong.
Oh, there it is. Froppy's gonna be.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
This is gonna be sad.
And you can't see it on Restream, but Firework has. Oh wait, no, never mind. You can. I think. Firework is now going to do.
You cannot.
Wait.
Is he going to do blindfolded?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, so this is. I will never say that Demise is easy. Anyone who says Demise is easy is lying to you. But Demise's reactions to your swings are very predictable. Yeah, Demise responds in predictable ways.
There's no significant RNG.
Yeah.
So a fun party trick is to do it while blindfolded.
And Firework isn't any percent runner, so definitely knows this pretty well. And nope, but is going to be able to save it.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't.
The low health is a bigger.
You didn't hear this or know about this on my stream because I don't think you were listening to my audio. But I was doing the seed, and while I was doing my Gus Bellows checks, on Skyloft, all of a sudden my follow alert sound played, and I don't know how, and I was afraid that it was on Restream.
Yeah, we've had Space Rock because he has some fun custom music. Firework having a little bit of a tough time here.
Looks like is not getting the spin attacks to register.
And takes the death. Because went in with relatively low health.
Returning to...
You know what?
Excitedness.
Having spent 45 minutes practicing Demise today, I understand the pain of the spin attacks just not working.
Spin attack, yeah, that in G3 I missed a lot of spin attacks. That was my big issue. Spin attacks are just hard.
Yeah, sometimes the Wiimote just does not, does not respond.
The main problem is, the other thing is that with G3 specifically, you can sometimes inadvertently move your nunchuck while trying to stab, and it turns it into a spin attack.
Yeah, I ran out of stamina. I accidentally did a spin attack and ran out.
Yeah, spin attacks are just not cooperating for Firework right now. He knows to back up, and he can hear that they're not working.
I know sometimes when you get when you get like nunchuck issues, your spin attack won't be working.
Yeah,
But-
nunchucks.
But I don't
unfortunately,
think he's not like randomly moving around places like you typically are when you get nunchuck issues. So it might be something else. Unfortunate part about this being a Wii game is you have to deal with the reality that Wiimote nunchuck ports are not perfect, and they do eventually degrade and sometimes disconnect on their own.
It is very hard to get replacement ones, but he's into phase 2 now.
I have no better solution other than to tape my nunchuck to my Wiimote and hope that it stays reasonably together.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Ooh, firework.
Yeah, failing
Struggling
that
a bit.
it's gonna make this a lot harder.
Firework
Okay,
ending.
looks like
Yeah.
we're returning back to sight
Yeah.
here.
If you don't mess up, this phase is pretty easy, but if you mess up at the beginning, it can make it a lot harder.
I learned that the hard way today practicing.
Way less. It's deterministic if you do everything right at the start, but then it becomes more reaction based.
Yes.
If you
And you also get weird things where you hit demise and he hits you when you feel like you shouldn't get hit. Phase 1 is a lot easier to save than phase 2. I would say, like, if you make a mistake in phase 1.
One thing you need to look out for is if you do charge a Skyward Strike, you get locked in place for a bit.
And then you get charged.
Oh, and then
Space Rock now.
Fireworks attempts at blindfolded has led Skinny D to swoop in to take the 4th place from off restream.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Froppy with his Magomit has returned to Fire Sanctuary.
Missing a Triforce. Not Boko based one, probably.
It's got to be the Boko base one.
Yeah, because that's not.
Now that I think about it, he went all the way to the Fire Sanctuary entrance, so it makes sense.
And that is GG for Space
From that
Rock.
perspective. Yeah, the streams on my page are kind of jumping around a bit, so I saw the finish, but then it jumped back.
Yeah. And Firework
now
just
we'll
about
be
to
coming-
finish too.
Coming up to the
And
there we go.
yeah. And we'll pull Space Rock in.
GG.
GG Space Rock.
Thank you. GG's.
Also, congrats, Skinny
Right,
D, and
that.
welcome in from the raid.
Yes.
Firework just about to finish up on stream as well.
Oh, looks like it was a little bit early on that Skyward Strike, but this
The
should-
hitbox for that first Skyward Strike is
Yeah, you need to like
Weird.
wait for Demise to be fully back up on his feet to get out of his invulnerability.
all right. And I'm gonna pull Firework in as well now that he just finished on
There's
stream.
Fireworks finish.
GG Firework.
Jeez.
Gee.
Brave of you to go for the blindfolded demise.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really shouldn't have
Unfortunately,
without practicing. I got phase 1, but then after that I died. So I was like, you know what? Nah. But I did try.
as long as you're locked in for the actual qualifiers, then
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a week
Interesting.
for it.
you at the end, you and Space Rock were basically neck and neck because I know
Oh,
you
I'm
were
sure.
you were trying to get to FS without like talking to the Fire Dragon, but you couldn't really find a
Yeah.
way. And so you two were
did
about a
set up
second
a
apart
base
on the
to that.
platform. But because you did back half, you found the boss key and sword significantly earlier.
Yeah, I was really thankful for the boss key hint, so I knew I could do back half, and then I was kind of just hoping that the sword was along the way, which it ended up being.
Yeah, there were like no pings in Waterfruit Room. And
Yeah, if False Wall wasn't pinging, I probably would have gone for the back half first. But
yeah.
because then I could do the out of bounds with map chest RBM. But just I didn't want to risk doing that whole sequence, like having to go back for False Wall, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I kind of say with being like Skyview because I did end up going back for the dig spot. That Skyview layout
I
was
did
so
too.
trolly.
It was so bad.
That was probably
I-
the trolliest Skyview layout ever.
It was a little rough.
I entered with basically only Beetle.
I'm sure commentators saw my reactions.
We did to your third Triforce. I don't know if I saw all of them.
uh,
With 4
I-
runners, it's hard to see every reaction.
yeah, true.
Yes.
I had a choice finger for a lot of the run. Let's say that.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some weird, like,
Unlucky.
so we were saying Froppy is the only one on Restream who did Elden first. Unfortunately, Froppy missed the mitts in
yeah, missed the
Skyview,
mitts in Skyview.
but
Ooh.
which we just did not realize for a while.
Yeah, that's a rough miss.
But Ray did early Zelda's Closet. So
Yeah, that was
Ray
Yeah, he always does.
Ray
Yeah.
was able to get the digging spot the first time in, didn't have to go back.
I mean, it helps when you are Zelda. You know, you can just walk right in, right?
On
That's
I
how that
guess-
works, right?
his game, it says Link's Closet.
Yeah, I changed the name of the room to Link's room, so it's
Oh,
not
okay.
Zelda's.
Alrighty. Then I have questions for Link and his choice of decoration.
Yeah, it's a little-
I see no problem
free
with
to
it.
free to decorate however he wants.
Yeah. I mean, besides the Tingle plushie, but that's questionable from anyone.
I guess instead of sculpting, he likes knitting in Ray's game.
So
Yes,
I don't
there-
know.
Oh, that's true. Forgot about the woodworking lore.
Yeah.
So shoutouts to Chandelier having our only logical beetle, like because that beetle locked every
Yeah,
other
it
beetle.
locked all the other ones.
Yeah, that was your path item in Sky.
Yeah, I had a feeling. When I had pinged, because I dipped Sky really early, like I just did that first thing,
Same.
and
Same.
and then I pinged the Sky, and I'm like, okay, near Fun's pinging, so it's a 50-50 chance that this is my path item. And yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping that the lumpy beetle was path, because if something else was path, then I knew that I would be significantly behind.
I mean, Path to Skyview pretty much has to be a beetle, or in a rare case, sticking mitts or scale.
Yeah.
Water scale.
I
yeah.
feel like that's not too rare of a case.
I've had a few mitts seeds, yeah.
When you consider that a small key could be there as well. And there's 2 of them to place.
Yeah, and there has to be one of the small keys has to be in the first 3 checks.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I imagine the percentage is probably somewhere around 40 if you consider
and the boss key can be there too.
boss key,
Technically.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's much more likely that path relates to the dig spot than relates to the beetle checks. This just happened to be a case where it was.
I mean, beetle checks lock 4 different things compared to just 1 in the dig spot. But the dig spot is more heavily like concentrated around small keys. So
yeah. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions for any of you.
I kind of regret saying in your seat earlier, Golden, that that Giram was getting a lot of love.
You know what though? This is someone was saying that like 11 out of 13 weeklies have had sand chip, so this
Yeah.
did not have sand chip.
Yeah,
I was
that is a
thankful for
nice
that.
change of pace, but it did have Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, well, recently in my seats, I've been getting Fire Sanctuary a lot.
Yeah, non-recorded races, we've been getting a ton of FS. Recorded races, it's all been sand chip.
For my curiosity, like what really changed between the last build and this build? Because this is my first race on this build.
the
The
only thing
hits.
so yeah, it uses the updated hint distribution, and It's not relevant to Remlets, but it also includes the random starting statues.
Oh my god, I just saw that Froppy has a Remlet skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
That is
really good.
adorable.
Do any of you have any other final thoughts?
Well,
Evil Mit's
guess-
locations. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, both of them. I wish I was more comfortable with early Zelda's Closet, and my early game was pretty bad, but I like to think I picked it up towards the middle. So that's about it for me.
All right. I think we're gonna wrap up the stream then, and go raid. But thank you all, everyone, for being on stream, and thanks to Froppy
Yeah.
as well. Thanks to our wonderful trackers, J Dude and Cube David, and thank you, for commentating with me.
And once again, anybody who is at all interested is encouraged to join in tournament. Qualifiers start a week from today, which includes async seeds that you can request. Details can all be found at the link listed in the command and the pinned message.
Yeah, and I just dropped it again as well, chat. So yeah, we're gonna go raid Mirai, who is playing some Zelda 2 Randomizer. But thank you all for watching. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy the Super Bowl if you're watching, and have a good night.
Bye-bye.